All right, welcome in. Game 1, Suomi versus My Insanity. Kicking off the 1v1s here with Max playing as the Japanese, up against ACCM playing as the Armenians. All right, and we are here on Krakow. This is a map. I have not yet seen this map played 3v3, but we've seen it played 1v1 before. The previous game we saw was heavy water investment transitioning into land pressure off the back of it. We'll see, and it feels like the civs are kind of tipping us off that that's going to be the case again. Now, Armenians should be able to win water long term. They just have the better navy as the game goes on, but Japanese will get more fish off of the water while they have them available. They have the tankier fishing ships, so it's a little tougher to clear them off the water initially. I'm curious to see how much Max goes in on the water here with a civ that theoretically should not be able to win water. Where are we pushing these deer to? Okay, it's fine. We have plenty of food. We're not worried about it. Long term, Japanese might, I will say, if Armenians are favored long term on water, Japanese are maybe the worst civ Armenians can go up against on land. Is there a worse civ than the Japanese for the Armenians? I guess the only negative for the Japanese is they don't get the bombard cannons. But everything else feels really good against the Armenians. Because Armenians basically, they have decent archers, but Japanese have better. They have really good infantry, but Japanese are one of the maybe like 2 civs that have better infantry as well. Samurai especially, just kind of destroy anything the Armenians want to do. So it is kind of a rough matchup on land, I will say. But maybe there's something the Armenians can do. Even monks, like monks are the other thing Armenians have really good of, but Japanese have almost everything they need in that regard too. So it's a rough matchup, but not impossible. I'm curious to see what the composition is even going to be here for ACCM on land. Dock already up for both players. Interesting to note, they've docked on opposite ends of the land mass. So, not going to be quite as easy to snipe each other's fish, or at least not as fast. That's good for the Japanese, because their fishing ships are working faster. So any elongated amount of time they can keep their fish on the field is just better for them than their opponent. Curious to see. There's a lot. You got to be careful going forward on this map. There's a lot of Komodo dragons in the middle. Max loves a good forward production building, forward tower rush. But you could lose villagers trying to get across the middle on this map for sure. Loom coming in for ACCM, and he's going to click up to the feudal age now. Max is going to wait an extra villager. And no, sorry, an extra 2 villagers. Okay, so the eco is going to be stronger for Max when he reaches the next age, but ACCM will have the timing advantage. It is going to take quite a while to get Navy around this island, though. So maybe not the worst thing in the world. I'm waiting to see that second dock from both players. ACCM Are we going for a second dock? Maybe not. We're gathering a lot of wood here. Not missing it. Barracks instead, okay. So maybe we're not going to see a ton of Navy investment from ACCM after all. Maybe he wants to get things rolling earlier on land. There is some men-at-arms rush coming in from Max, but these things also have to be careful going across the middle. We'll see how many Komodo dragons they run into on their way across town. Okay, this Komodo dragon is running away. Do they not aggro? I thought they did. Okay, maybe I'm just dumb. I thought these things would aggro on the militia. Maybe they don't. They have an attack value. I thought they were like wolves. But okay, never mind. Men-at-arms upgrade on the way. Also, it's going to be a galley. Single dock galley from ACCM. That's very slow. Single dock fire galley from Max over here. These are Japanese, soon-to-be men-at-arms. So they're very dangerous. Going to be an archery range for ACCM. So maybe a good thing that he skipped the second dock in lieu of the archery range. Not the mule cart. What's that mule doing? At least they're attacking the cart, right? They're not actually hitting the mule itself. It's the cart. It's literally the cart that they're attacking. So that's good at least. It'd feel a little cruel otherwise. We're having to repair this thing. Does repairing cost food? It does. That's so weird. Is this the only thing in the game that you have to repair with food? Using quite a bit of wood as well. We've sucked up probably like 40, 50 wood already into repairing this thing. First archer does arrive though. Blacksmith as well, and here we go. I said Max loved it. How did he... Okay, I guess these things don't actually attack anything. I thought for sure they did. But it's going to be a tower up on this wood line. Now, the Armenians are uniquely capable of nullifying a tower rush by simply walking to a different wood line. But I guess it's a little awkward with the men-at-arms rush right in your face. Fire galleys doing pretty good against singular galleys from ACCM. ACCM's trying to bank up a couple extra. It's actually Max that gets fletching first. That's going to help his skirms, his archer follow-up, and the tower now that it's up. Love that Max is walling it in too. Too many pros do not wall in their towers. Way too many. One of the more triggering things to me as a caster is not walling in these towers. Okay, I like this tower from ACCM. I'm not sure what this villager is trying to do. Getting the tower up early is really good on this wood line. Just make sure you have at least one available to you. There is still this one over here we can take too. I think it's even... Are we walled to this one? Yeah, I think we are. I think that's technically safe. Archery range coming up right at the front for Max. This is why we like Max. He makes things messy. On water. Fire galleys coming in. ACCM just trying to mass up his numbers. He even added in the second dock now. He's got a pretty decent mass of galleys at this point, so I think it's enough to actually beat Max. But res collected, already 400 ahead for Max off the Japanese fishing boom. Good defense for ACCM. Heavy on this wood line though, so we're going to chew through this wood line pretty quickly. And suddenly that tower is not going to feel too useful. Man-at-arm goes down. Look at this, the outposts from Max. Beautiful. Look, it's almost impossible to get through here. It is almost impossible for Max not to see everything ACCM is doing if he tries to go forward off this. 22 on wood. That's a lot. We're adding in more fishing ships now. ACCM, I guess, feels like he's got a pretty good ability to win water. Ran into the fire galleys a little bit here, but with good micro. This should be a clear up for ACCM. Archer goes down here. Max is full walled behind this, even with some stone. I like this a lot. I like this a lot from Max. This is looking really good for Max so far. Is behind a little bit on Vils. Idle TC crept up a little bit for Max. ACCM does not have any of that. Stable behind. Should, I guess, try to deal with the skirms, but with this amount of archers, it's going to be tough. House goes down. ACCM is actually housed off that house going down. And he's not building one yet. Okay, there we go. Market coming down. ACCM could click up to Castle Age pretty soon, but Max is already on the way. TheMax. Nomad extraordinaire here. Just simply doing nomad things. Towers. Some water investment. Japanese fish boom. Castle Age comes in for ACCM, but he's going to be almost a minute behind Max. Max is prepping a night switch behind this. And is ACCM going to be ready for that? Second stable for ACCM, so I guess it's going to be knights from him as well to kind of... I mean, I guess they both have fully upgraded knights in the Castle Age. They just both fall off after that pretty hard. Interesting choice. Skirmisher war at the front, nice. Armenians do have very good skirms. That's one of the few units Armenians get that are actually fully upgraded. Or basically are. They don't get thumb ring, but that doesn't matter much to skirms. Siege Workshop and Monastery immediately come in for Max as he hits the Castle Age. I need to turn my sound up a little bit. Okay. Max clowning it up here. Might finally lose his fishing ships. Feels like ACCM maybe could have done this sooner, but look at this. Sneaky fire galley here at home shows up on ACCM's fishing eco, and a couple of those might go down. Res collected is even again. Max has had this villager forward not collecting resources for a hot minute, and the idle TC time as well has impacted him a bit, but Knights coming out. Knights coming out, and they are going to find a ton of value against these skirmishers before ACCM can get anything out in defense. Knights are being masked up as well. Second armor coming in for ACCM. Max has not yet swung that upgrade, but he's going to, I guess, have monks behind this. And maybe deal with ACCM's knights. Crossbows. Idling out some farms. Skirms have all gone down. Knight on knight action back here, but knights don't kill other knights super quickly. Great block there. Holy. The block in front of that knight was outrageous. Knights don't kill other knights super quick, so theoretically you can kill quite a few Vils if you're trading knights for Vils in that situation. Knight trying not to be converted here as a second monastery is coming down for Max. He's just got to be careful not to get full cleared now. 7, almost 8 knights are on the field for ACCM, but he's sending them forward. How's Max looking on the wall now? Is still full walled. Only palisades in a couple spots though, so if he's not really paying attention, the knights could force their way in pretty quickly. Siege begins at the front of ACCM's base. Fish. slowly going down for Max. They're Japanese fishing ships, so it takes a while, but he's down to 3 now. And I think the rest of these are going to die, so that's good for ACCM. I just question if Armenians have what they need from this point on. I guess we'll see. If it's just knights and knights, that's fine for ACCM. Just knights and monks. Nice conversion, and hops right into the fortified church. Fortified churches are, I think, one of the more underrated things in Age of Empires right now by the masses. I think pros realize they're quite good. Don't know if that's the case for most other players, though. They are obscenely good. Conversion's coming in here for Max. He is going to lose his monks, but he takes a pretty good fight against the knights. On the other side, knights have not been able to get inside the walls as of yet. I do question a little bit. This feels like this is about the best army composition from Max that ACCM could have hoped for, right? Knights and monks are arguably the worst things Japanese can make against Armenians. It feels like in a vacuum, just because that's kind of what Armenians want to be making anyway. I guess I don't really know what else I would be making here, though. Full crossbow doesn't feel great on this map. Second TC for Max, so he's going to begin to boom himself up. He has fully lost water, though. Like I said, that's kind of inevitable against the Armenians. Knights swooping out. 2 do get converted, but ACCM has his own monks converting behind. Mangonel goes down for ACCM. Knights. There's also Japanese pikemen in here, plus the crossbows shooting from behind, so this should be a pretty good fight for Max at the end of the day, I think. Does lose both of his mangonels, though, so the push is stalled out again, at the very least. Knights are inside. They've pushed in. I don't see too many dead villager bodies, though. In fact, I don't think they've killed any villagers. I think these were all fishing ship kills. So still good defense from Max. Second TC from ACCM up here on the hill to lock down some more wood. Max going for the third TC. That's a beautiful town center. Really wedged in on these resources. That's beautiful. Could be 1 tile away from the gold, but that's alright. This tower is still up, by the way. ACCM kind of has to deal with this tower. Is it in range of the TC? I think he's forgotten about it. He's going to start losing villagers to it if he doesn't do something about that. But he's trying to push back the actual forward right now. And he is doing that. Max's production is faltering here as he's trying to switch onto a 3 TC boom. That's a lot of food you're putting into those villagers. It's a lot of wood that you put into the TCs. So Max kind of gave up on the push when he started adding in the TCs long term. Still mixing in some monks, though. Atonement coming in now. Interesting. Okay, the TC can range the towers, so that's good for ACCM. We'll shoot that down. Still was annoying, but not that bad. Docks completely off the water now for Max. And slowly his forward buildings are going to get cleared up here. Also, he had a relic forward. I wonder if he can sneak that away out of here or something. Barracks coming up for Max at home. It's only 4 fishing ships for ACCM, so winning the water has not really given him that much of an advantage. Obviously, taking the Japanese off water is the advantage, right? Otherwise, they would have a huge advantage, but hasn't capitalized off this as much as maybe he could have. Sanctity and Atonement coming in, so ACCM wants a lot of monks. A lot of monks on the field. Devotion, Squires, Sanctity, Wheelbarrow coming in for Max. I feel like at a certain point you do switch back into crossbows, do you not? Go like pike crossbow? That feels fairly good here, I think. But maybe I'm wrong. Also, having the archery range just sitting here next to this TC is funny. Feels like Max can make like 1 or 2 archers and just move them over here and disrupt things if he wanted to. Okay. Max did indeed sneak that relic back out of that monastery, so that's good for him. And he is trying to stonewall to the edge of the map. This is one thing that realistically Max should not be able to do, thanks to the water being won by ACCM. Big stone walls. Don't hate it. If he can get them up, I don't hate it. I just don't think he should be able to. Alright, here we go. Lots of cavalry, but running cavalry into Japanese pikes feels pretty bad. There's a lot of monks behind as well. We've got everyone's got atonement and devotion, I think. Yes. So let's see who's the bigger clown, I suppose. Looks pretty even. Yeah, the monk beginning to this fight was pretty even, I think. But now the pikemen are just running in. Theoretically, I mean, ACCM can win this fight, but how expensive is it gonna be? Pikemen don't really win the fight, but it's a costly fight to take. It's a really costly fight to take. We lost a lot of units here. But walls are denied. Imperial Age coming in for Max. The same will be coming in for ACCM shortly. Get off the foundation. Here we go. Villagers getting caught on resources. Classic. Actually not classic. This used to not be a problem. Imperial Age for ACCM. He is a minute 20 behind. And what do the Armenians do now? Composite bowmen? Monks and light cav are what ACCM is currently queuing up. Nice delete. Hours from Max. Really good gates. You can actually gate wall this map pretty easily in the middle, it feels like. I didn't ever think about that. But there's so many little choke points, it's actually quite a wallable map. 85 fills for Max, 88 for ACCM. The eco damage has been better for ACCM. You can't take this fight. Monks are pre-charging on the pikes, so if Max goes in with his own monks, they just get insta-converted. Block printing. Immediately clicked from Max upon hitting Imperial Age. Illumination Theocracy as well. He's going to be converting Navy potentially too. But that's tough to do. With Devotion in, that's tough to do. Max is losing a lot here, actually. Beautiful delete by ACCM. He's been on top of things with these deletes, man. Bracer also coming in for Max. Treb's coming out. Tower defense in the middle. Max discovers that castle, but that's just a good place for him to start trebbing down. Composite bowman can't really dive underneath the towers. I just don't know what you make. Dramans. How much can you range from Draman from the sea here with Dramans? Actually, a fair bit, to be honest. I like that a lot. It's one of the few things. I mean, it's one of the few things the Armenians have over the Japanese. So if you're able to take advantage of it, you should. This first castle probably goes down for ACCM. He's building a second one behind. Power is denied there for Max. But he's building more. Long swords. This is correct, right? Just tech into what you need to. You can hard counter pretty much anything the Armenians want to make. I'm pretty sure Japanese champions are better than Armenian champions. I feel like they should be, although I don't quite know how that fight goes down. Inscription coming in. We're trying to repair this castle as long as possible. Sorry, that's guard tower. In for the Japanese. We don't have... Sorry, we do already have Yasuma, so these towers are already very, very dangerous. Again, composite bowmen really cannot do anything against these towers. Castle goes down for ACCM. Dramans are out on the field. They can push through the walls very quickly. That is one thing the Dramans can certainly do. Can also clear up a TC and some stuff around the back here. Castle is down for ACCM. Fortified wall coming in for Max. Monks converting composite bowmen. Brahmins have shown themselves. What do you make on land? I just don't know. It feels so tough. The Navy's great, but we're making our... Okay, we're going to be going into our own champions. Maybe we'll figure it out. Ata Peruto coming in. This might be where we learn. Are Armenian champions better than Japanese champions? Feriders coming in. So Armenians get the extra HP, but Japanese get the higher attack speed. Usually I'd say attack speed is the better upgrade, but I don't know. Like Cav getting absolutely decimated by the towers as they run in. Max is kind of losing the Trebor, though. There's just more Trebs here for ACCM. Max has been getting unique techs and stuff like that, instead of just producing trebuchets. Castle over here, you do have to be a little careful. That might be in range of Dramans. I don't think it should be, but it's close. Alright, here we go. The first wave of infantry. ACCM is not ready for this yet. Trebs all go down. Monks still pushing in. We've got monks converting monks. ACCM did not get the Imperial Age upgrades for his monks. Oh, sorry. Yes, he did. Still missing Faith, though. That's the big one he's missing. And no Theocracy either. Composite bowmen do pretty decently against infantry. Push continues, though. Siege engineers coming in. What is Max making here? Just more monks. Some skirms? Like, I feel like we need more... Yeah, more infantry production is, I think, needed here. Champions on the way. Max does not have that yet. Maybe Max... he's producing again. I don't know. We need something to deal with these champions. There's going to be a lot of champions on the field. Japanese do get hand cannons. That's another thing they get up over the Armenians. Do we have no chemistry yet, though? ACCM can repair this castle for quite a long time, but he's going to have to. It's tough to get the monks involved with the towers at the front. Inscription coming in now for Max. He's switching into skirms. Why? I feel like this is a big misread for Max. It feels like he thinks ACCM is going full composite bowman, but that's not the case. Okay, this is taking the fight underneath the towers is kind of tough. But the numbers are there. We do win. Trebs relocate over onto this side and continue to take out this castle. ACCM is having to repair with a lot of villagers now. Does ACCM have no masonry? Where do they show? No hoardings, okay. So no upgrades on this castle. Maybe the skirms are just for the monks. I didn't think about that. Could be. No keep yet either for Max. It's interesting. There it is. Keep coming in now. But the infantry's running in. They are underneath 3 towers and a castle, though. They've got a lot of HP, but I don't think it's that much. Feels like ACCM might be getting desperate here. I don't think that's a good fight at all for ACCM to take. But the Treb war is going okay. More champions dive in on the Trebs up top, and they all go down, except for one. One is still alive. Castle remains standing, though ACCM has dumped about 600 or 700 stone into repairing it. The tower creep, man. The keep creep is very strong. Champion coming in now for Max. There's a lot of keeps here. They're one-shotting the champions. But the keeps are slowly going down to the Trebs, but the Trebs are going down. Oh boy. Another Treb stays standing over here for Max. The repairs are super clutch for the Finn. I think Max wins this. I don't think the Armenians have what they need from here. We've got champion on champion action now. I'm still not entirely sure who wins that fight. But if we're having to consistently dive underneath all these Yasuma keeps, then it's not going to be a pretty KD for ACCM here. He does kill another Treb, but he's losing a lot of infantry to do it. There's no more gold for ACCM. I think we are totally out of gold. We do have 2 relics, but that's it. Brahmins killed some buildings, but they can't range enough. They cannot range enough to swing this fight. Yes, Japanese champions attack faster, but they're down 30 HP, so I don't know how that evens out against the Armenians. I still think Japanese champions are better, but I might be incorrect. Treb's going down, though. Trebs are going down for ACCM, and these are very expensive units now for ACCM without any gold. He's trying to repair, but Max just has more, and he just keeps dropping keeps. Where's all this stone coming from? I suppose ACCM has put about 1,500 stone into this castle by now, so that's a lot of keeps he could be making instead. Last Treb goes down. There's one more in the queue. That might be the last one ACCM can ever afford. Both players are selling for gold now. Max is probably just about out of gold as well, but he does have one more relic. Still plenty of stone to mine. It's a lot of champions. This is the only hope for ACCM. He needs to find value with this army because he cannot produce much more after this. Oh, he just has to just dive underneath all these towers. Oh, it's so expensive. Not like this. The quick walls are beautiful for Max too. This is GG. ACCM's going to lose this entire army and he can't replace it. Oh, it's brutal. He tries to dive in. He kills some monks, but that was not a good cost-effective fight. Feels like Max does not think his champions are better, and so maybe they aren't. I might have to do a test after this game to actually see which champion wins. Max is going to be fully upgraded. He's getting Blast Furnace. Iron Casting is only coming in now for ACCM. And like I said, the issue is ACCM just can't make any more. GG. Max takes game 1. The Armenians are just so bad. The Armenians are so bad on land. And like, I mean, I said at the beginning of the game, right? The Japanese kind of feel like a hard counter to the Armenians in a lot of ways on land. So Max just had to survive long enough to get into everything. The keeps were beautiful for Max. He played this so nicely. I love the keep creep. The tower defense is so fun to me. I love that as a strategy that can actually work. Also, I don't know how much this ended up mattering, but ACCM won water and then only had 4 fishing ships the entire game. Like, even added in the dock up here, but the fishing ships never actually came up here. Feels like maybe a bit more of an advantage could have been taken after winning water. The Dramans were a good idea. The Dramans actually did pay for themselves. They killed a TC, blacksmith, some houses. They were destroying walls at the front, but couldn't quite range enough. Okay, I don't know if this is going to work or not. Because sometimes AI, yeah, see, the issue is, man, I hate these. I hate the AI in these, just fight me. I want to see who wins, you jerk. Why does he attack me with the light cav and then scout with the champion? Oh, here we go. The answer is the Armenian champion wins by 9 HP. The Armenian champion actually wins on 9 HP. Okay. So there we go. Not by much, but it's by a little. There we go. We solved the mystery. I didn't think that would be the case, but I guess 30 HP is a lot of HP.